Hi guys, welcome to the Wrestling Retrospective, and in today's video I'm doing my predictions for WWE SummerSlam 2025. So first up we have the women's tag team title match where the Judgment Day, Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez are taking on Allies of Convenience, Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. For me, very simple with this one. The Judgment Day story is too intriguing not to have them retain here and have the moment where Liv Morgan comes back to see Raquel and Roxanne getting on like the best of friends. And for me, again, the Allies of Convenience thing makes a lot of sense, but there is just this overwhelming feeling that one of them is going to turn on the other eventually. And I feel like, to be fair, a good storyline and a good feud going into like the how would you put it, like the latter parts of the year would be Bliss versus Flair. But I think a lot of people probably think that Charlotte would turn. I think Alexa costs them the match here, and then they say they have their own feud. We get the feud between Roxanne and Liv, or Roxanne and Raquel and Liv, going forward whenever Liv comes back. But yeah, for me, right now I can't see Bliss and Flair getting the titles. I think I said in my review of Evolution that I thought they were going to win the titles eventually, but to be fair, the more it goes on, the more I'm thinking that one of them is probably going to turn on the other. And I feel like the swerve here just about like how over Charlotte's getting again, which is incredibly worrying for someone like me who really doesn't like Charlotte. Yeah, it would make sense for Bliss to turn heel here and cost them the match, and then they can feud for pretty much not the rest of the year, but from SummerSlam to maybe Survivor Series, they can have a decent feud going on SmackDown. Following that, we have another tag team match where we have Randy Orton and Jelly Roll taking on the team of, at the minute, Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul. Should Drew McIntyre miss the event? Personally, I think Carmelo Hayes should be the person that takes Drew McIntyre's place, but I know that The Miz has also offered his services, or maybe they just get somebody else. As long as it's not Jake, I don't mind. But no, for me, Jelly Roll and Randy Orton get the win here based solely on the fact that whenever they bring a celebrity in, yeah, they get the win. So it's very, very simple here. A bit of a shame that Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre have been relegated to the celebrity feud or celebrity match at the second biggest show of the year. You know, they both probably should have been in better positions going into the show, but it is what it is. But yeah, for me, it just makes a lot of sense that the celebrity gets the win here, and that's kind of how things go. It's how it went with Logan when he first came in, and how it went with Bad Bunny. So yeah, no, for me, very simple prediction on this one. Randy Orton and Jelly Roll get the win. After that, we have the six-way tag team TLC match where we have the White Six defending against the Street Profits, Fraxium, the team of Andrade and Rey Fenix, the Motor Machine Guns and DIY. And yeah, for me, this could be a dark horse match of the night if they really let these guys just go and just have just let them do like whatever, and they have like an absolutely fantastic match. It would be great, because I feel like, you know, the SmackDown tag division at the minute is so good. It's just not probably used the way that it should be. But then, like, having this match could be massive. Obviously, the match after WrestleMania between DIY, the Profits, and the Machine Guns, I believe it was a great match. So I can't imagine adding 3 more teams to that would be terrible. But yes, a match I'm definitely looking forward to. I love a good TLC match. And for me, as far as winners go, I don't think the White Six are retaining here. I feel like they're going to end up losing the titles, because it's a good way for them to lose the titles and not get pinned, so they look kind of strong afterwards. I can't see them putting the titles back on the Street Profits. I don't think it's going to be the Machine Guns or DIY. I feel like they've had their reigns as champions recently. I don't think they're going to put the titles back on them. It wouldn't shock me if they put the titles on Rey Fenix and Andrade, but I just feel like a bit of a waste having Rey Fenix's first tag team title reign not come with Penta. So I just don't think they're going to do it quite that way, which leaves one team, and I think Fraxium are going to become the new tag team champions, because they're a team that they were never... Well, they didn't lose their first opportunity, which helps them massively as far as like they don't have to eat a pin. And arguably, they're like one of the best teams on the roster right now as far as like just the way they wrestle. Their matches are very enjoyable no matter who they're against. So I feel like if they want to get like good matches on SmackDown and get consistently good matches out of tag teams, I feel like Fraction is probably a team that should go for. So for me, it really could be any of the teams. And honestly, I don't mind who comes out as the winner here. I'm happy no matter what happens. There's no team I'm like, oh, I really don't want them to win. Which is really good because it means that like no matter what happens, I'm going to be happy with the outcome, which is always the best way coming into big matches like this. But for prediction wise, I think Fraction's going to get it. Following that, we have Becky Lynch defending the Women's Intercontinental Championship against Lyra Valkyria. And if Lyra loses, then she can't challenge for the Intercontinental title again while Becky is champion. Now, I've seen reports today that maybe Bayley will be added in here as a special guest referee. It wouldn't surprise me that happened with just Bayley missing the card. I feel like it'd be a good place to put her in, though I'm not a big fan of the whole special guest referee thing. However, this is very tough to predict. As for me personally, if Lyra loses here and she can't challenge for the championship anymore, this actually gives them an opportunity to raise Valkyria into the main event scene, which will be great. I feel like she would fit in perfectly with the likes of Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, not Naomi, but Bianca Belair, and like I know it's like different brands, but she would fit really well in the realm of the main event because she's such a good wrestler that like. Yeah, she probably will and should be a women's champion eventually. But also, if she wins the title here, she has 3 wins over Becky Lynch, she has wins over Bayley, and I feel like it would be really good for her to kind of further establish the Intercontinental Championship as like the working women's championship by having her having great matches for the Intercontinental Championship. So either way, this kind of works out well, hopefully for Lyra, should she win or lose, depending on what they do with her if she loses. As for Becky, like again, for name's sake, she has elevated the title to a point. She's had very good matches. The matches at Evolution was good. The match at Money in the Bank when she won the title was very good as well. So I feel like she's done everything she can do for the championship within the short reign she's had. So for me, I'm going to go with what should happen, which is Lyra should win here and become the new Intercontinental Champion, have a very good second reign defending against many people and having great matches to then elevate the title even further. And then she can kind of lose that maybe near the end of the year, and then she can hopefully get raised into the main event scene nearer to the Royal Rumble. So that's what I'm going to go with. So my prediction is Lyra's going to get the title back here. If she loses, I wouldn't mind if she loses if it becomes something bigger for her going forward. But yeah, either way, I feel like again we're in a very good situation no matter what happens here. As I said, as long as the aftermath is good for both. Following that, we have Naomi defending the World Heavyweight Championship, or the Women's World Championship, however you want to put it, against Io Sky and Rhea Ripley. And I would love to sit here and tell you that Io Sky or Rhea Ripley are going to come out as champion, and Naomi was a crap world champion, and we don't need her as a world champion, and all that good stuff, in my opinion. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think Naomi is going to win this match, unfortunately, in my opinion. As I said, I'd love to see Io or Rhea have another reign. I don't think it's going to happen. I think a lot of people are going to choose Rhea, considering how close we are to Crown Jewel and that being in Australia. But I feel like that show is going to be saved for a dream match. So I feel like Naomi is going to retain here, have another month as champion, and then drop the title to Stephanie in Paris. Which then sets up Rhea versus Stephanie for Crown Jewel. That would be my guess. I think Io, the thing is with Io is that I worry that she's going to get lost in the shuffle following this match. Especially is the fact that between Mania and Evolution, she barely was on TV. She didn't defend the World Heavyweight Championship, so I worry that she's kind of get lost in the background. But I mean, Rhea will never get lost in the background just because of how popular she really is. Which then leaves Naomi to kind of continue her world title reign, which again, not a big fan of. Didn't want this to happen in the first place. Really wanted it to unsuccessfully cash in, not gonna lie to you. So yeah, I feel, is this gonna be a good match? It kind of depends. Naomi's never had a good match in her life. Well, actually, that's a lie. That's a lie, to be fair. She's had good matches. It's just a case of she's had multiple women around her to elevate the match. So some of her best matches have been either Money in the Bank ladder matches or Elimination Chamber matches. Well, that's not because of her. That's because of the other people in the match. And I feel like this could be another case of that here But Rhea and Io can absolutely go in the ring, and I feel like they will elevate this match to a certain degree. And then it kind of depends on Naomi whether it's going to be seen as a great match or just a good match. Because, as I said, Naomi just isn't that good, and I don't understand where people think that she is great when I really don't think she is. And said she's never really had a one-on-one match where the match has been absolutely fantastic. So, yeah, I said I don't mean it's like. I mean, I do kind of mean to shit on Naomi a lot because I really don't like her, but yeah, say unfortunately, I do think that Naomi is going to retain here, but I really would prefer she didn't. Following that, we have Sami Zayn taking on Karrion Kross in a match that I am very much looking forward to. I'm a big, as I've said multiple times, massive fan of Karrion Kross, not a big fan of Sami Zayn. So for me, there's only one way I'd really like this to go, and that is with Karrion Kross getting the win over Sami Zayn. But then I have to kind of think about it in a non-biased way. And you know what? I think there's a better chance here of Karrion Kross getting a win over Sami Zayn than there was of him getting a win at Night of Champions. Because we're not in Saudi Arabia, which means Sami Zayn doesn't have the home field advantage. And yeah, I'm going to take a bit of a risk. I know these predictions don't really amount to anything. There's no stakes or anything. I'm going to go with Karrion Kross to get the win here. And if he does, I will pop massively. I'll be so happy if Kross gets the win. It wouldn't shock me if Sami Zayn gets the win just because big baby face and all that kind of crap. But I feel like WWE would really show that they're listening to the crowd and listening to the fans by having Kross win here. And I know, like, there are also some people that just don't understand the Kross thing, and that's totally fine. To be fair, I do get it. As a big fan of his, I do understand. But for me, I'm going to go with Heart overhead, and I'm going to go with Karrion Kross to get the win. Following that, we have the WWE Women's Championship match where Tiffany Stratton will defend against Jade Cargill. And for me, I feel like Jade Cargill's going to get the win here. As I said multiple times on the channel, I cannot see a time, I can't see at all really, where Naomi winning Money in the Bank and cashing in and Jade Cargill winning the Women's Championship doesn't end up being connected. And I feel like at some point, I mean, to be fair, like, I don't know whether they're doing the Crown Jewel Championship stuff this year because it's in Australia, but if they do, then they might go for the route of Naomi versus Cargill, but then I've said that Naomi's going to lose the title at Clash in Paris, which then wouldn't make sense. But so I'm massively contradicting myself. But yeah, no, I feel like anyway, even without that, the vibe of, I guess the vibe is that Cargill's going to get the win here. Like, I can't, when the match was announced, my head immediately said, okay, so Cargill's winning here. It feels like they've kind of got a big investment in Jade. And though her matches aren't as good as Tiffany's, and I feel like, you know, this may lead to a trilogy of matches, and I hope it kind of does. Maybe not straight back to back to back, but like it'll end up being like a trilogy. Maybe they do one here, one a rematch at Clash in Paris, and then maybe one at Survivor Series or something. But yeah, I said, ever since the match was announced, I can't help but feel like Cargill's going to get the win. Would I be annoyed if Stratton retained? Absolutely not. She's been a great champion in my opinion. And though she's kind of had a struggle with feuds within SmackDown because their women's division isn't as vast as Raw's, I definitely feel like, you know, her carrying on as champion could be really good. So again, like the tag team match, it kind of a situation where no matter what happens here, I'll be happy. I'll be happy if Cargill gets the win. I'm very curious to see what a championship reign looks like for her within WWE. But at the same time, I'll be very happy if Stratton retains. So either way, I'm happy no matter what happens. But for me, and my prediction is that Cargill becomes the new champion here. After that, we have like the all-star tag team match where we have Roman Reigns and Jey Uso taking on Bronson Reed and Bron Breakker. And for me, it's a case of who I think is going to win versus who I think should win. And for me, Bron and Bron should 100% be winning this match. They should be. Because I feel like it would help them massively. It would help kind of the legitimacy of the group without Seth. Would be to get a win over Roman and Jey, two certified main eventers at this point, even though Jey kind of is and isn't a main eventer. But it would massively help these two as far as long-term goes. But at the same time, the safest option to go for is for Roman and Jey. Would they have Roman lose his first match since WrestleMania, especially after being pinned at WrestleMania as well? And would they have Jey lose like as well? Just I don't. He hasn't really done anything like massively recently, other than I mean he's done the world title reign, but that was back at like was it night after Money in the Bank? So yeah, I don't know. It's kind of weird, but you know, for me, as much as I would love to go and confidently say that Braun and Braun are going to get the win here, I don't think they are. I'm going to go with the safe option and say that Roman and Jey are going to get the win here, and then it maybe leads to something further in the future. I feel like this is the start of a possible WrestleMania feud between Braun Breaker and Roman Reigns, where hopefully Braun Breaker gets the win over Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. I feel like that would be huge for him and would really set up almost passing of the torch moment between Roman and him. But yeah, I feel like we're going to go for a big babyface win here, and then we kind of move on to other stuff for Jey, Braun, and then Roman can go away again, probably come back for Survivor Series, and then we'll go from there as far as like end of the feud goes. But yes, no, for me, as I said, Braun and Braun should get the win here, but I genuinely think Roman and Jey are going to win here. After that, we have the United States Championship match where Solo Sikoa is defending against Jacob Fatu inside of a steel cage, and this is very much like the Women's Intercontinental Championship match. The result of this match kind of is either good or bad depending on the aftermath of it, pretty much. So what do I think like the match is going to be like? I think the match is going to be great. I feel like Solo and Jacob are going to have a good connection. They're going to have good chemistry for each other. You know, they've been connected as a team for what feels like over a year at this point, but maybe it's not. But then, you know, they're both very similar as well. So I feel like the match is going to work very, very well. I expect Jacob to kind of jump off the cage in some capacity. Maybe do a moonsault. Does he do? Yeah, do the moonsault off the steel cage at some point. Maybe on top of Hikuleo or Talatonga. If they were to get involved, which I assume the Bloodline or the Team U Bloodline or the MFT, sorry, whatever you want to call them, will get involved in some capacity. Maybe we'll see the return of Tamatonga and he can align with Jacob or Solo, as we're not sure exactly which way he's going to go for. But yeah, for me, as far as winning and losing goes, if Solo gets the win here, you have to assume that Jacob is going into the main event scene going forward. I feel like he should be getting built more towards the Royal Rumble, so then he becomes maybe one of the favourites to win the Rumble. But at the same time, if they put the belt back on Jacob, it makes a lot of sense as well. For me, he can elevate this out even more, have a good reign before January comes around, and then do good stuff in the Rumble. But I said, either way, like, as long as both of them come out looking stronger, which I feel like they will, this is going to be great. I feel like the match is going to be really good as well. Probably one of the sleeper of matches of the weekend. Same with the TLC match. As far as like an outright winner goes on my prediction, I'm going to go with Jacob to get the belt back. I feel like they can do another reign with him, similar to what they did with Braun Breaker in the Intercontinental Championship, whereas they have two reigns and they're not particularly long, but they have good matches throughout, and then it builds them up to a bigger position on the card. And I feel like a loss here for Solo wouldn't be too bad. He's had a good 2-month run as United States Champion, and yeah, I feel like it would work massively for him. So yeah, I said either way, happy with no matter which way this goes. Looking at the outcome, I'm very, very curious to see where each guy goes afterwards. And I feel like the match itself is going to be great. So yeah, positives all around for me, but I feel like Jacob is going to become the new United States Champion here. Following that, we have the Intercontinental Championship match where Dominic Mysterio will be defending against AJ Styles in a feud that has been very entertaining. I feel like the feud, even though it got pushed back a month or just over a month, has been very good. I feel like the comedy behind the AJ Styles stuff has been really good. Dominic using his injury to get himself out of the match for another month, I feel like is, again, very smart. And everything about this has been very enjoyable. So for me, as far as the prediction goes, I'm actually backing Dominic Mysterio to get the win here. He has been by far the most consistent champion. He's had more pay-per-view defenses than anybody else on the roster, and he's been having good matches on TV, which has been a delight to watch. And I feel like this might be his biggest career win to date, beating a legend like AJ Styles. I felt would be huge for him. Also, I don't feel like AJ Styles needs the Intercontinental Championship right now. I know it would be good to say that he gets a championship reign before he retires or inevitably retires, but I don't feel like he's retiring quite yet, so he's got a bit of time to win a championship before then. But I feel like a win here would massively benefit Dom. I feel like he could do a lot more as Intercontinental Champion and, yeah, just have some really good feuds surrounding the championship. And AJ Styles, as I said, could go on to do more stuff. I feel like also he's going to be challenging for the WWE Championship in Paris because I feel like they would want to take advantage of how over Styles is in France. So putting him in the main event scene and having him challenge for the world title would make, again, a lot more sense. And yeah, I don't know. It just, everything here, for me, just makes a lot of sense for Dom to keep the championship and Styles to have a big match in Paris. So if this match had been happening in Clash in Paris, I probably would have gone with AJ Styles to get the win. But yeah, I feel like everything here suggests that Dominic benefits from a huge win and continues his reign as Intercontinental Champion. After that, we have Gunther defending the World Heavyweight Championship against CM Punk. And for me, yeah, this is I don't want to say it's an easy prediction. I can fully see it going one way, but I can also kind of see it going the other. But for me, yeah, ever since the match was announced, I've had one thought and one thought only, and that is that CM Punk is becoming the new World Heavyweight Champion here. And it's all based on one thing, and that is Seth Rollins' injury. I genuinely think that this couldn't have come at a better time for CM Punk. They can put the title on him, and whether Rollins' injury is a work, then you just have Rollins cash in straight after Punk has won the title to screw him over again. Seth becomes the new world champion. Punk's rivalry with Seth becomes even more intense, and then we are off with the races with that one. Or Rollins' injury is a shoot, and he is out for the better part of 6 to 8 to 12 months, something like that. Punk goes on a pretty decent run as World Heavyweight Champion, feuding with a whole host of different people before Rollins returns, cashes in Money in the Bank, and takes the title from CM Punk. So either way, everything about this screams that Punk wins the world title here, and then eventually Rollins is the one that takes it from him, whether it's in a number of months or whether we all got worked and he takes it from him at SummerSlam because the injury wasn't real. So either way, like, this works out very well, and I feel like that would be a great story to tell. But yeah, everything, I feel like this match is going to be really good as well. I do want to say, you know, Gunther versus Punk, we finally get a feud for Gunther that was of the level that we thought he was going to be at as World Heavyweight Champion. You know, we were hoping for big feuds for Gunther as World Champion. We didn't really get that, as he was feuding like with Pat McAfee, he was feuding with Jey Uso, he was feuding with Priest and Sami Zayn, and yeah, it wasn't quite like the caliber of people we were expecting, you know, the Roman Reigns, the CM Punks, the Seth Rollins, you know, all that kind of people. So yeah, to finally have Gunther have that big feud against a top main event guy in WWE, I think is great. It's a shame that he's probably going to lose here, but yeah, so for me, it just, everything here surrounding the world title and Seth Rollins winning Money in the Bank leads to CM Punk winning here and becoming the new world champion. And finally, we have the main event of night 2, the main event of the whole thing, Cody versus Cena 2, and it's obviously Cena defending the WWE Championship against Cody Rhodes. And for me, I know a lot of people are backing Cody here. They feel like this is going to be it for Cena. We're probably going to get the face turn, and yeah, we do the rest of the year for Cena as a babyface, the way it should have been the whole time, and all that kind of stuff and whatever. But I genuinely think Cena's winning here. I don't feel like this is quite over yet. I feel like the WWE are going to do kind of what they've done a few times, which is when everything seems to be leading, when all the roads are leading to him winning, he's going to lose. And maybe the last match for Cena is him facing Cody in like a babyface versus babyface thing, and Cena's already dropped the title to somebody else. There's been the talks of Cena and Gunther being his final match, and all this kind of stuff. But for me, I feel like there's more for Cena to do as WWE Champion, and we don't need to put the title back on Cody so soon. I feel like Cody being back as champion maybe might be a little bit of a step back, as his first title reign wasn't great, but then, you know, I'm open to having my mind changed about Cody. But yeah, no. Also, I was thinking about this the other day. I was walking to work and I was thinking about this. What if Randy Orton has some kind of play in this match? Because if you think back to Night of Champions and the final of the King of the Ring tournament, when Cody kind of pulled the trigger and kind of didn't hesitate at all and kind of cheated to beat Randy Orton, Randy was pissed. And like, you see the kind of him looking back at the ring, or at least he was looking forward. Yeah, Randy was on the ramp looking, and he was not happy at all. And the fact that Randy's match is on the Saturday and this match is on the Sunday means that there's every chance that Randy Orton will probably get involved here and cost Cody the match, because someone has got involved in nearly every single one of John Cena's title reigns so far. First, it was who was it first? It was Backlash. The R-Truth, well, it was Travis Scott at WrestleMania when he won the title. It was R-Truth at Backlash when he beat Orton. It was Rollins at Money in the Bank. No one got involved in the tag match. Or, oh no, they did, yeah. It was R-Truth in the tag match at Money in the Bank. So either way, someone is getting involved in this match, and I feel like it's going to be Randy Orton turning heel on Cody Rhodes, and then we do Orton versus Rhodes all the way up till maybe the Royal Rumble, or at least till Survivor Series, and then they can go back to Cena and Cody for the last match or something. But yeah, for me, I can't seem to shift this feeling that Cena wins here. They kind of pull a swerve on everyone, and Cody kind of does something else for the time being, and then maybe comes back into the WWE title reign come the start of next year. So yeah, like I said, I feel like Cena's heel turn is going to continue at least till Survivor Series. I feel like that's when we get the face turn. I know maybe some people might think The Rock's going to get involved. I would love to see the kind of the payoff to why The Rock was there at Elimination Chamber, but I don't think we're ever going to get that at this point. You know, if The Rock can't be asked to show up to WrestleMania, he can't be asked to show up to do the Netflix documentary, he's not going to show up at any point here to help Cena, so I'm going to put that at the back of my mind. If he does show up, as long as it's within a good capacity, then I don't mind him showing up, to be fair. But yeah, for me, I'm going to go with Cena getting the win here, and I'd love to see Randy Orton be the person that costs Cody the match, and he's the one that actually helps Cena continue his reign as world champion. So those are my predictions for SummerSlam 2025 for night 1 and 2 and all that good stuff. But yeah, do put down below in the comments your predictions for the show, what you think is going to happen. Do you think Cena walks out as champion? Do you think that Cena loses the title? Do you think we get a double turn? There's lots of different variables with Cena versus Cody, but also all the other matches. Do you think that CM Punk gets the win here? Do you think that Rollins' injury was in fact a work and he will cash in Money in the Bank here? But yeah, and any other stuff you want to talk about, we can discuss it in the comments below. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Do leave a like if you enjoyed it. Do stick around and subscribe. There is a review coming of course, SummerSlam. There is a review of SummerSlam 2005 on the channel already. There's a video of the best matches of each SummerSlam of the last 25 years. My Wrestlers in a Month will be out, I think, the day of SummerSlam Night 1. And also tomorrow I'm hoping to get a video out about WWE Unreal, as I, you know, kind of talk about my thoughts on the show. It's not like it won't be a recap, it's more of just what I thought of the show itself. So yeah, do stick around for all that stuff, and yes, I do like the video, like I've already said, if you enjoyed it. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.